Hello everyone, Xenia's here. In this video, I'll tell you about the layers, masks and blending modes in Procreate. Let's start by creating a new layer. To do so, you'll need to go to the Layers panel and tap on the plus icon. We need layers to keep things organized and to separate different elements of an artwork from one another. Now let's see how we can navigate through the layers. To select a layer, just tap on it. To select a few layers, firstly select one and then go to the next one and swipe it to the right. You can select as many secondary layers as you like. When you select multiple layers, you will see the group option appear on the top right of the Layers panel. Tap on it to put the selected layers in a separate folder. If you need to move the layer or a group of layers, hold the Apple Pencil and drag them to the needed place. If you swipe a layer or a group from right to left, you'll see a menu where you can lock, duplicate or delete a layer or a group. If you want to move the layers between documents, firstly select the layer or a group. Hold the Apple Pencil, then with another hand tap on the Gallery button. Choose another canvas, open it and drop the layers to the Layers panel. Another extremely useful option is Layer Select. With that option, you'll be able to see which layer the content you have on the canvas belongs to without going to the Layers panel. That might be useful if you have lots of layers and want to navigate through them in a quick manner. To set the shortcut for invoking this function, you will need to go to Actions, Prefs, Gesture Controls, Layer Select. Also, if you'd like to know more about shortcuts and gestures, check out another video by clicking on the card in the top right. When we know the basics of layers, let's see what options we can use to help us during the work with the layers. If you tap on the layer, you'll invoke the option menu. Here you can find a few options. By tapping Rename, you can give your layer a custom name. With Select, you will select the non-transparent contents of your layer. An alternative to that is going to the Layers panel and doing the following. Tap with two fingers and hold Layer to select the content of the layer. With the Copy option, you will copy the active layer to the clipboard. When you tap and fill the layer, you will fill a layer with a flat color. With Clear, you will clear the content from the layer. If you select Alpha Lock, any further drawing or painting will only affect the existing artwork on that layer. This will leave the transparent areas untouched. Alpha Lock is ideal for adding texture, detail or shading to an element of your artwork without painting outside the lines. An alternative to that is going to the Layers panel and swiping a layer from left to right with two fingers to lock the layer's transparency. When you are choosing masks, it locks the transparency of any layer to a parental layer. That means that it won't touch the layer itself, but will create another layer above that will be attached to the previous layer. Onto the mask layer, you can hide the things you don't need but don't want to completely erase from your layer. With the mask layer, you have a black and white color range to choose from. Black will hide the content, white will show it, and all gray in between will vary the level of opacity. A clipping mask works similarly to an alpha lock, but it isn't attached to a single specific layer. That means that you can make your adjustments with no fear of changing the parental layer. And also, it means that you can move the clipping mask layer. This allows you to experiment with colors, textures, and effects without worrying about a change being permanent. Another great option which isn't widely covered is Reference. It is useful if you are making line work and colors on separate layers. With this setting, you can color drop fields onto any layer, and the fields will respect the line work on the reference layer. When you want to combine two layers together, you use Merge Down. It will merge the selected layer with the layer below it. You can use it if you are out of the available layers, but merge the layers only when you are sure you won't need to make any changes on these layers. Also, you can use the quick hand gesture to merge the layers. Go to Layers panel and pinch the layers you want to combine. To check out the amount of the available layers, go to Actions, Canvas, Canvas Information, Layers. The last option that we have here into this menu is Combine Down. Combine Down is an alternative of making the group from the Layers panel. It merges the active layer and the layer directly below it into a group. The last thing that we will explore into this video is blending modes. Every layer has a blending mode. By default, it is normal and it has 100% of opacity. But if you tap on the N icon, you'll open the panel where you can change the blending mode and opacity. Opacity stands for transparency of the layer. 100% of opacity says that the layer is fully solid. But if you move the slider from right to left, you'll add the layer some transparency. An alternative for moving the slider from the Open Blending Modes panel is tapping the layer with 2 fingers to make it primary and bringing up the opacity controls. Drag left and right on your canvas to decrease or increase the transparency of this layer. Normal blending mode means that the content of the layer is solid and it covers the objects on the layers below. However, there are a lot of blending modes that can interact with the layers below in different ways. Some of them darken, some lighten, some add other visual effects. Blending modes open up all kinds of interesting visual possibilities. And that's it for the layers, masks and blending modes. I hope this tutorial was helpful, and if you still have any questions, write them down in the comment section down below. For more Procreate features, watch other videos that YouTube selected for you. See ya!